Do you remember the quiet hum of the station wagon, packed to the gills, before the sun even thought about gracing the horizon? That particular brand of anticipation, a nervous flutter mixed with sheer excitement, as a whole family embarked on a great American adventure. It was a time when getting there was truly half the fun, a journey punctuated by roadside diners and endless games of I Spy. Back then, before tiny screens illuminated every seat and a disembodied voice told you exactly where to turn, preparing for a family vacation was a ritual. It was a meticulous ballet of folding maps, packing snacks, and anticipating every possible bump in the road. We're going to step back, way back, to those golden years from the 1940s through the 1970s and rediscover 6 things every family used for vacation, long before GPS and smartphones ever entered our lexicon. Let's begin with something that was a true lifesaver on any long trip, the humble coin purse for tolls. You remember, don't you? That little snap-top pouch, often made of soft leather or even beaded plastic, tucked into a convenient spot by the driver's knee. It held an assortment of nickels, dimes, and quarters, ready for the inevitable toll booth attendant. Before Easy Pass and automatic lanes, these little kiosks were a frequent stop on the turnpikes and parkways. There was a specific rhythm to it, the slowing of the car, the window rolling down with a whirring sound, the exchange of a few coins, and the polite thank you before accelerating back onto the open road. Sometimes, if you were lucky, the attendant would hand you a small slip of paper, a receipt of your passage. It wasn't just about the transaction. It was a small moment of human interaction in an otherwise solitary journey. The distinct jingle of those coins, even now, can transport you back to those moments of anticipation, knowing you were just that much closer to your destination. Next up, let's talk about the original social media of the road trip, postcards. Oh, the joy of selecting just the right postcard from a spinning rack at a gas station or a roadside souvenir shop. They depicted everything from majestic national parks to kitschy roadside attractions, vibrant sunsets over tranquil lakes, or even just a smiling cartoon character welcoming you to a particular state. You'd carefully choose one for Grandma, another for Aunt Betty, maybe one for your best friend back home. Then came the ritual of finding a pen, often borrowed, and carefully scribbling a short message on the back. Having a wonderful time. Wish you were here was a classic, or weather is beautiful. You'd share a tiny glimpse of your adventure, a tangible piece of your travels, and then painstakingly write out the address. Finding a mailbox was part of the fun too, sometimes a quaint red box bolted to a post, other times an official blue one outside a post office in a sleepy town. The thought of that little rectangular piece of cardstock making its way across states, carrying your message of fun and faraway adventures, was a simple pleasure. It was a way to share your world, before sharing became instant and ephemeral. Now, who could forget the endless entertainment provided by card games? Long before portable DVD players or apps on a tablet, the back seat of the family car was a fertile ground for imagination and good-natured competition. I Spy was a classic, of course, leading to long moments of quiet observation followed by triumphant shouts. Then there was the license plate game, where you'd try to spot a plate from every state, carefully ticking them off a mental list or even a crumpled piece of paper. Alphabet games, where you'd find letters on road signs in order from A to Z, were another favorite. My personal favorite, and I bet yours too, was Slug Bug, a hearty punch to the arm, if you were lucky enough to spot a Volkswagen Beetle first. These games weren't just about passing the time, they were about family bonding, shared laughter, and a collective effort to make the miles melt away. They encouraged observation, quick thinking, and a healthy dose of silliness. Do you remember your favorite car game from those long trips? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. It's truly heartwarming to think of all those generations creating memories and strengthening family ties, all while trying to spot a yellow convertible. Moving on to a truly nostalgic item that documented those precious memories, the disposable camera. Before digital sensors and instant uploads, the disposable camera was a marvel of convenience. It was simple, often brightly colored, and usually housed in a cardboard casing. You'd pick one up at the drugstore before the trip, loaded with either 12, 24, or 36 exposures. There was a satisfying click each time you pressed the shutter, and then you'd advance the film with a little thumb wheel, careful not to double expose. Each shot was precious. There was no instant review, no deleting a bad picture. You had to compose your shot carefully, hoping for the best. The real magic, though, happened after the vacation. You'd drop off the camera at the photo lab, and a few days or even a week later, you'd pick up your envelope of prints. That moment, peeling open the envelope, sifting through the glossy squares, reliving each captured moment, it was pure joy. Some photos would be blurry, some poorly composed, but each one was a tangible memory, a piece of time frozen forever. You'd hold them, pass them around, and carefully arrange them into photo albums, often with those self-adhesive pages that always seemed to lose their stick over time. The anticipation of seeing those developed pictures was a vacation in itself. Our penultimate item takes us to the heart of planning and discovery. Travel guides, especially those from AAA, like the famous triptychs. For members of the American Automobile Association, the triptych was an indispensable tool, a personalized roadmap to adventure. You'd request it from your local AAA office, and a few weeks later, a thick, spiral-bound booklet would arrive in the mail. Inside, it wasn't just a generic map, it was a detailed, strip-by-strip guide, customized to your exact starting point and destination. Each page showed a segment of your route, highlighting turns, points of interest, gas stations, and even recommended restaurants and hotels. It was like having a personal navigator, meticulously laid out, right there in your lap. The maps were often hand-drawn, with charming little icons marking national parks or notable landmarks. The triptych was more than just directions. It was a promise of discovery, a tangible guide to the unknown. Drivers would often keep it open on the dashboard or passenger seat, referencing it frequently. It was a symbol of careful planning, of a journey thoroughly researched, and it gave families a sense of confidence as they ventured onto unfamiliar roads. And finally, the most beloved, the most essential item of them all, the very backbone of every family road trip, the paper road map. You remember, don't you? That glorious, often oversized sheet of paper, folded into a neat rectangle, but almost impossible to fold back perfectly once you'd opened it up. These maps were often free, picked up at gas stations or the aforementioned AAA offices. They were a kaleidoscope of colors: blue for major highways, red for state routes, green for national parks. The map was the undisputed king of navigation. Before the soothing voice of a GPS, there was a chorus of voices from the front seat. Are we going north on Route 66? Look for the turnoff for the state park. Honey, where are we on the map? Dad, or sometimes Mom, would be the designated navigator, unfolding the map with a flourish, tracing routes with a finger, often turning it this way and that to orient it with the direction of travel. Kids in the back seat might be tasked with finding the next town or spotting a specific landmark on the map. It was a communal effort, a shared responsibility, a grand puzzle that unfolded with every mile. The creases on an old map told a story of countless journeys, countless arguments over which way was north, countless moments of shared discovery. The texture of the paper, the distinct smell of the ink, the sheer vastness of the information it contained, it was a masterpiece of cartography, a gateway to the open road. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was about understanding the landscape, seeing the connections, and feeling the sheer scale of our beautiful country. These 6 items, the coin purse, the postcard, card games, disposable cameras, travel guides, and especially the paper road map, weren't just tools. They were integral parts of the entire vacation experience. They represented a different way of traveling, one where preparation was key, where human interaction was built into the journey, and where memories were captured and shared in tangible, physical ways. There was a simplicity, a deliberate pace to those trips that we sometimes miss in our hyper-connected world. So, the next time you find yourself zipping down the highway, guided by the precise voice of your GPS, take a moment. Remember the crinkle of a paper map, the jingle of coins, the anticipation of developed photos. Remember the shared laughter over a silly card game and the thoughtful message scribbled on a postcard. These were the true treasures of those family vacations, the things that made the journey as rich and memorable as the destination itself. And perhaps, just perhaps, you might consider picking up a paper map for your next short drive, just for old time's sake. There's a magic to it, a connection to a simpler time that a screen simply can't replicate. Thanks for remembering with me.